Poor Things, 19th century, alternative London. Elderly Dr. Godwin Baxter is an eccentric surgeon and medical scientist, known as an experimenter and innovator. He teaches at the university, where he impresses students with his unusual vision of human anatomy. Scars make men handsome, but this does not apply to Godwin, because his face is so disfigured by terrible cuts, as if it was sewn from separate pieces. Godwin lives in a huge luxurious house, where he has been conducting experiments for so long that they no longer surprise even the servants. Bella is a young and pretty woman who calls Godwin daddy, and she is the only one who lives with him as a relative. Despite Bella's mature age, she has limited motor skills and the behavior of a 3-year-old child. After one of the lectures, Godwin offers the student Max McCandles a job, the essence of which he will tell at home. Max agrees and meets Bella, who does not know propriety, and immediately punches him in the nose. Godwin explains that Bella has brain damage and her mental age does not match her appearance. Godwin wants Max to keep a close eye and notice any signs of Bella's mental development. A few days later, Max brings Godwin a report of his observations. Every day, Bella memorizes 15 new words and her hair grows half an inch. Bella's motor skills are shaky but encouraging, and her thirst for learning about the world around her confirms her childhood. Godwin is satisfied with the results of the experiment and will wait for Max tomorrow to continue the research. The next day, Bella runs to the roof to see the city, and Max learns that she has never left the grounds of the house. Bella wants to see the world behind the fence, so she demands a walk from Godwin. Otherwise she will break everything she sees here. The three of them arrive at the park and Godwin points to a deserted clearing. Bella is happy to lie in the leaves for the first time, but soon people appear and Godwin scares Bella with the coming storm. They return to the carriage, and on the way home, Bella sees an ice cream vendor outside the window. She gets mad because Godwin doesn't want to stop. Max learns that Godwin is deliberately protecting Bella from humans, so that the result of the experiment would be infallible. She continues to rebel, so Godwin puts Bella to sleep with a chloroform handkerchief. Max doesn't understand the purpose of the experiment, and with more and more questions about Bella's origins, he demands an explanation from Godwin, or he'll call the police. A few weeks ago, Godwin was walking under the bridge and noticed a barely alive girl in the river who could still be saved. He took her to his laboratory, but did not revive her because he had long planned to conduct an experiment. But it is practically impossible to legally obtain a person on the verge of death. The girl was 9 months pregnant, and unlike her, the child remained alive. Godwin performed a cesarean section and placed the baby's brain into the body of the mother, whose name and origin remain unknown. Godwin does not consider himself a criminal or a maniac, because the girl decided herself to settle accounts with her life, and a wonderful return to our world would hardly make her happy. For attempted suicide, the girl would be arrested, and the best that could await her was a mental hospital. Max agrees with Godwin's opinion, because the life of an innocent child is much higher than ethical considerations. The next day, Bella feels excitement in her lower abdomen for the first time, and touches herself with her fingers. She is very pleased with these sensations, and Bella says that she has found a new joy. In the evening, Godwin offers Max to marry Bella, because the doctor immediately noticed their mutual sympathy. The main condition is that Max will not be able to leave the house, because the experiment must continue. Max is really in love with the beautiful Bella, so he agrees, and Godwin orders a legal contract from a famous and experienced lawyer, Duncan Wedderburn. The lawyer comes to Godwin, puts the marriage contract on the table, in which he has included, on Godwin's instructions, many strange restrictions that make the bride a prisoner. While Godwin reads the papers, Duncan inspects the house and meets Bella. She is nice to him, so Duncan offers to escape from here together to save Bella from captivity and show her adventures. What Bella wants most is freedom and to learn more about the outside world. But she has no intention of upsetting Godwin, her dad. Bella does not understand the reason of these escapes and conspiracies if she is able to voice her desire in person. Godwin sees that Bella is still unstoppable, so he is forced to release her into a strange and dangerous world, so that her development continues. Bella is packing when Max suddenly arrives and reminds her that she is the bride. Plus Duncan is a bad person and wants to take advantage of her naivety. Bella believes that the wedding can wait, and as soon as her adventure is over, she will return to Max. He doesn't agree, so Bella kisses Max and then puts him to sleep with a chloroform handkerchief which she found in the lab. Godwin enters the room and sews money into Bella's dress so that she can go home whenever she wants. Duncan goes with Bella to Lisbon, where she is fascinated by the variety of delicacies and alcohol. Also, Bella gets to know herself as a woman because constant sex with Duncan gives her unforgettable joy. Bella asks why people don't do this all the time, and Duncan puts it down to a weakness in male physiology. After another sex, Duncan falls asleep, and Bella goes out on the town alone for the first time. Because a hotel room is not the promised freedom, Bella is fascinated by the world around her. She hears live music for the first time, watches fish, and eats too many cupcakes. Later, Bella gets sick from the excess of sweets and she returns to the hotel. She understands most of the words literally, so when a confused Duncan asks why Bella disappeared, she is surprised, because a person does not have the ability to disappear. Bella says she didn't see anything bad today except sugar and aggression. While Duncan wonders, Bella declares that she's been partying today, so now she needs him to take off his clothes and to jump with her in the bed. The next day, Bella gets drunk at a bar and in the evening tells Duncan that she really wants to eat. He is angry that Bella is walking alone more and more, but she reminds him of the promised freedom and adventure. Duncan doesn't want to go out that much, but Bella thinks that's his problem. Jealousy and the desire to own the girl alone consume Duncan more and more, and he scolds himself because he has become the same obsessive lover as the girls he dumped before. One day, a stranger addresses Bella as Victoria Blessington, which surprises Duncan. The stranger leaves because Bella is called herself by a usual name, and she has never been any Victoria. Taking advantage of Bella's directness, Duncan asks if she felt close to Godwin. Bella replies that she got steamed up one day and that's why Godwin gave her a quick lick. Duncan begins to cry and surprised Bella calls him a difficult person because he is not in any pain now. Max and Godwin are constantly worried about whether Bella is alive and where she is now, so the doctor reminds of the highest goal, which is to stay scientific and distance themselves from emotions. Godwin suggests finding another body because it will help to resume research and distract from the worries. Duncan promises Bella a new adventure in which he will walk with her more often and offers her to climb into a large chest because this is part of a surprise. Bella agrees and Duncan takes her on a cruise ship. Bella is angry because Duncan tricked her and prisoned on the ship, so she curses and refuses to jump with her lover. The first night, Bella sleeps on the deck, and in the morning Duncan repents and confesses his love to her. Bella hasn't seen love, so she asks if there is an evidence base for its existence or any empirical research on the subject. Duncan is angry because those words don't work with Bella, which his former girlfriends could only dream of. He does not understand who Bella is and why she is so contradictory. How is it possible not to know the word banana and at the same time understand what empirical is? Bella goes to a restaurant where she meets an adult woman named Martha and her young interlocutor, Harry. Bella is having a lot of fun with her new friends, so she tells Duncan that she wants to have dinner together. Later, Duncan proposes to Bella to marry him, but such a turn only surprises her. Bella mentions that she is engaged to Max and only agreed to go out with Duncan because he promised adventure. A shocked Duncan threatens to throw Bella overboard, so she clarifies he's either proposing or wants to kill her. Duncan simply does not understand why the woman behaves so strangely, and for lack of a better solution, he goes to the casino, where he drinks a lot and gambles for large sums of money. Bella spends the next few days on deck with her new friends and reading books on philosophy. Harry advises her not to trust everything written, because in his opinion, all philosophy boils down to the denial of cruelty in a person. And there is a lot of it in this world, and that will never change. Bella does not agree, because she has already seen a lot, but she has not met cruelty. Their argument is interrupted by Duncan offering Bella to go down together and to jump in the room. She refuses him, and an enraged Duncan returns to the casino, where he continues to gamble and suffer. At dawn, Bella comes to Harry and again expresses doubt about the existence of cruelty, so he offers to show her. The ship approaches Alexandria, and Harry invites Bella to look at the slum from a safe height. She is scared and cries because she sees those who are dying from the heat, thin people whom no one helps. Bella runs towards them, but Harry stops her in time, explaining that the people below will treat her cruelly because they are hungry and bitter. Harry says that this cruelty is mutual because the rich will never feed all the poor, and that must be accepted. Shocked, Bella did not expect to see the world like this, and an idealist wakes up inside of her, who dreams of changing everything for the better. She learns from Harry that money can help these people and runs to Duncan. He just won a huge sum, so he got very drunk, scattered all the money around the cabin and fell asleep. In tears, Bella gathers all the bills into a chest and runs back to shore, when suddenly she is stopped by sailors, who say that the ship is about to leave. Bella says that she wants to give the money to the poor, and the sailors promise to help her because, according to them, they are staying in this port. Bella hands over the chest and returns to Duncan, who has already woken up and called the ship's security. He claims it was a robbery, but Bella reassures Duncan that no one stole his money. Bella confesses her act, and Duncan finally loses his temper, because now he has become a beggar without a single pound. The ship's captain says that if they have nothing to pay further, he will drop off Duncan and Bella at the next port. A few days later, the poor travelers arrive in Paris, and Duncan constantly berates Bella for her stupid act. While Duncan continues to sit and do nothing, Bella goes to the nearest hotel, where she meets Madame Sweeney. She immediately offers Bella a job. For 30 francs, she will have to sleep with men, and Madame Sweeney, as the organizer, will take 10. Bella considers this offer very carefully because she was thinking about other men, but Duncan limited her in this. Also, Bella is in dire need of money, so all her desires are fully satisfied by the offer from Sweeney. Bella agrees and has sex with a hotel guest, receiving 20 francs in 2 minutes. A few days later, Bella goes outside and sees Duncan still living on the bench. Bella says that Duncan is a good lover because the rest turned out to be much worse. While he accuses Bella of being greedy, she takes Godwin's money out of her own pocket and gives it to Duncan for a ticket to London. He is furious because it turns out that all this time Bella was hiding the money, but she says that she was waiting for Duncan to take the initiative and take some action, and if he intends to continue to live on the bench and scold Bella, then Duncan, in her opinion, is broken inside and there is nothing for him to do in Paris anymore. Bella continues to be alone with the clients and soon asks Sweeney why only the men choose the girls and not the other way around. After all, if Bella doesn't like a man, then she gets sad when he jumps on her. Sweeney replies that many men don't care, and some even enjoy seeing a girl's displeased face. Bella continues to live her dream of changing the world for the better, and with the limits of her influence now reduced to one hotel, she implements a new idea. Now, every customer whom Bella doesn't like first tells any story from their childhood. Bella can't share her memories, so she responds to the man's story with a short joke. Such foreplay helps Bella overcome hostility and make intimacy more pleasant. Later, a colleague and friend notices a cut on Bella's stomach, which indicates childbirth. Bella is surprised because she has never been pregnant, so she will ask Godwin about it when she returns to London. At the same time, Godwin learns about his fatal disease, which cannot be cured even by him. Godwin asks Max to find Bella and bring her back to London, so he sets out to find Duncan. The former lover hero was locked up in a mental hospital, because all the time he repeats that Bella is a demon and a child of hell, sent to Earth to destroy men from the inside. Max finds Duncan and learns the address of the brothel, where he sends a letter asking the girl to return to Godwin urgently. Bella arrives in London and asks Godwin about the child she hasn't seen. Godwin explains that Bella is both mother and daughter, then shows the relevant recordings of the experiments. Bella calls Godwin and Max monsters for what they did, and then she heads to the bridge her mother jumped off. Bella looks down and imagines how the limp body lay there with the doomed child inside, and then turns to Godwin. She forgives him and Max because only their innovative way gave Bella the life that her own mother wanted to take away. Godwin remembers finding Bella's mother with a fishing hook in her nose, and he doesn't regret saving at least one life. Even in this way, Bella says she will also become a surgeon because she was inspired by the story of her own origin. The doctor smiles and blesses Bella on this path, and from now on his laboratory belongs to her. Bella asks Max if he's ready to marry her after all her adventures with many men, and Max agrees to start over. Later, their wedding ceremony is abruptly interrupted by Duncan, along with General Alfred Blessington. Duncan remembered how a stranger on the ship had called Bella and looked up her husband by surname. General claims that Bella is Victoria, his legal wife, and therefore she is obliged to return to his house. Bella believes that the wedding can be postponed, and she has not yet been offered to learn more about her mother's life. Bella leaves a shocked Godwin and Max, then goes with Alfred, who is sure he has found his wife Victoria. In the evening, Bella learns that Victoria was a cruel and domineering woman, mocked the servants, and hated her child, calling it a monster. All the evening Alfred does not part with the gun, and for any wrong servants move, he threatens them with a weapon. Bella understands how terrible the rules are here, and if a man thinks it's normal to behave like this around Victoria, then she was the same. Bella says that she does not remember the past, and the general, who has visited the battlefields, considers this to be amnesia, which he has extensive experience in treating. He suggests that Bella not leave the territory of the estate for several months, maybe even a year, while her memory is restored. Bella is not impressed by such an offer, because Alfred is not the first person who wants to imprison her. Bella declares that she will leave Alfred's estate when she sees fit, much to the general's anger. He promises that he will cure Victoria of the sexual hysteria that prevents her from living peacefully. Bella later overhears Alfred talking to an unknown doctor, who has brought an instrument designed to remove the clitoris. She learns that today she will be sedated and taken to surgery. Before dinner, Bella tells Alfred that she wants to leave right now, but he threatens her with a gun. Bella informs that Alfred is not her husband, but her father, and despite his boundless love, she likes her new life and therefore she is not going to cut off herself anything. Alfred hands Bella a gin with chloroform and offers to voluntarily accept her fate. She knocks the glass out of his hands and the liquid splashes onto Alfred's face. The disoriented general shoots himself in the leg, then he is collapsing to the floor and blacking out, so later Bella calls Max for emergency treatment. At Godwin's house, they make Alfred a surgery, then Bella and Max spend the evening next to the lying Godwin. He hugs his two closest people and takes his last breath. Later, Bella, Max and her friend from the brothel are relaxing in the courtyard of Godwin's house. Bella reads the textbook and worries that she won't pass the anatomy exam, but Max assures her that no one knows anatomy better than her now. Bella asks the servants to bring water for Alfred, who moves around the yard on his all fours and eats grass. His head clearly shows signs of surgery, and instead of warts, he constantly bleeds, because this is the result of Bella transplanting a goat's brain into him so that the general will no longer be so aggressive. Bella is happy because now she is free and determined to improve this world further.